Family, welcome to Be Still and Know. Our my talk on things happening in our parish and things happening in my heart that I want to share with the parish. Um, I thought about what to share this week, and I got a lot of. Um, I haven't received any bad feedback from my homily last weekend, but I received a lot of good feedback. Maybe this will trigger some bad feedback. I don't know, but I'm sure there are some people out there who are. You never make everyone happy all the time, but. I thought since I only shared it at a few masses, I'd share it again with you all on this week's video of Be Still and Know. So, last week's gospel was on the Good Samaritan. And, it's a very common story that we all, know very well about how he helped the injured man on the side of the road. He, kind of went over and beyond, right? Like he cleaned up his wounds, he took him to an inn, a hotel. He gave money for him to stay there a couple days. He told the innkeeper, when I come back through, if you need more money for what you did, I'll give you more. Like, it's an over act of kindness, right? From the Samaritan to the injured man on the side of the road. We know the story very well, and it's a story of kindness that kind of promotes kindness. And so I wanted to focus on something a little different, something that we may not always think about when we're thinking about that story, and that is the person, the Samaritan, right? Actually, all three persons, the Levite, the priest, and the Samaritan, the three men who passed by the injured man on the road, all three of them had every right to not pay attention to him, right? The first two, because of his uncleanness, right? The Levite and the priest, had they helped him, they would have been considered unclean and would have had to go home and go through, a cleansing process before they could go about their business or their daily life. And so it would have been an interruption in, their schedule and wherever they were heading and whatever they were doing. So the first two, not a big shock to the crowd Jesus was talking to about why they didn't help the man. The third man also had every right to pass him by because he's a Samaritan, and our assumption is that the man injured is a Jew. And Samaritans and Jews, and this is a tough word to say, they hated each other. They were born hating each other, they were raised to learn to hate each other as groups. Samaritans and Jews just never got along. They never got along. So, why is Jesus using a Samaritan to show this audience an overabundant act of kindness? A man that this audience hates, and yet he is doing an act of kindness. Well, I know to pause a minute and look at our own lives, right? And our own culture and the time we're living in. We're pretty good at pointing the finger at other people, right? We're pretty good at that. Like I read some statistics. Let me see if I can find them from here they are from last Sunday's homily. 7% of voters lost or ended friendships due to the 2016 election. The number rose to 15% around 2020, and 20% of Americans stopped talking to friends and family over disagreements over how to respond to COVID, right? So we're really good at pointing the finger or not, you know, being nice to people, whether no matter what their opinion is, right? Samaritans and Jews may disagree on, religious beliefs, but it doesn't mean they can't get along. It doesn't mean you can't get along with someone who doesn't agree with what you agree with. Like, and that's really the big, you know, we're so easy at, I said kind of earlier in the homily that, you know, um, why are we so quick to point the finger or labeling a person or a whole group of people our enemy? Because inside, deep down inside, it kind of gives us some satisfaction, some soothing about our own lives. And so, like, those dang Samaritans, those dang Democrats, Republicans, tree huggers, etc. There's something emotionally energizing and soothing about doing that, but it's evil. It really is evil. But we seem to be getting better and better at it as we go along, right? Those statistics. And so Matthew 24, 12 to 13 says, here, let me read that too. because it kind of helps us realize how bad that really is. It says, because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved. It's clear implication, right? That if your heart does grow cold, you will not be saved, right? Wow, that's kind of big if you think about it. That is a lot to take in, but it's true that everyone needs kindness. Everyone. Remember Father's favorite saying, everyone's going through a battle we know nothing about, right? And they deserve our kindness because of that, right? Because we all want to get to heaven. And if that's our goal, right, then kindness is the way to get there, right? Kindness is the action we need to have. No matter who that person is or what they believe, we can't hate them. We can't point the finger at them or blame them, right? We have to kind of like get along somehow. Like, I mean, I didn't say this in the homily, but I mean, I remember a time when Democrats and Republicans used to get along, used to have conversations together, used to talk together. And now it's like, oh, I'm a Republican. I can't talk to him. He's a Democrat. Like, and that seems to me a little ridiculous, to be honest. And that idea that we can't that we need to be kind, we need to be focused on sharing the love of Christ with others, and we can't do that if we're not being kind to everyone. My challenge for the at the end of the homily was, I mean, this is a tough one, but I said, find someone this week that rubs you the wrong way and be kind to them. That's a pretty tough, you know, goal because we like to avoid those people or not associate with them, but to find a way to be kind to them so that they can see in us and we can see in them the love of Christ. So I'm going to re-encourage that challenge, of finding someone this week that rubs you the wrong way and be kind to them. Like we can't be a parish, a loving, growing parish, if we're avoiding people because they rub us the wrong way, or we're avoiding people because we don't believe in the things they believe in. And that doesn't help. Like we need to all like, can we all just get along and be kind to each other? So remember, I wear the shirt of light. It says, be kind. And on the back, it says, everyone's going through a battle we know nothing about. I say the same thing when I'm in nursing home mass. I always encourage the people that come to the mass, might be that grumpy neighbor who needs a little love, or that nurse who's struggling, that makes you feel grumpy, but they might be struggling with something you don't know about. And they need to see the love of Christ just as much as anyone else. And so please continue. I hope family has a family to show the love of Christ by being kind to everyone, even those that rub you the wrong way. Please try to continue that so that we can grow as a family and be a family that people look at and say they truly love Christ at St. Patrick's because they're kind and loving to everyone. And the church said, Amen. Okay, now some quick announcements. We got a bunch of things going on, and I like to remind you of them, during the week. It's pulpit announcement time, really. That's what it is. It's pulpit announcement time, so deal with it. The first announcement is town hall meetings coming up July 23rd. This is about the building project at the Marsh Drive Church. And so we're going to present what we're doing, some changes we've made based on the surveys that went out from the Capital Campaign company. And so they will be there to help with the conversation. There'll be an architect. I think there'll be an architect there from the design team who can help answer some questions. And then I'll be there kind of spearheading the whole thing. So please come with nice questions, and we'll have a good time. So it's July 23rd, Parish Activity Center gym, and I forget the time, but I think it's 6:30 or somewhere around there. August 10th, we're having a welcome the principal to St. Patrick's. It's a food truck event, so I know there's 3 or 4, good food trucks. We're trying to get some entertainment and some other things, so hopefully it'll be a good kind of minor parish picnic, but it's primarily to help welcome Michael Krumka as our new principal. So please join us for that on August 10th, 12:30 to 2. So it starts right after this last Sunday Mass and goes for a few hours. So please join us for that. Christmas in July is next weekend, so you need to start buying things for that now. It's St. Vincent de Paul is collecting baby things for Carlisle Family Life Center. So you can check the bulletin for the list of things they're collecting But in any case, diapers, 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 and onesies. You can never have enough, and wipes. You can never have enough of that as a baby mama. So diapers and onesies and whatever the list says would be really great. So buy that this week so you can bring it next weekend. Vacation Bible School is coming up the end of July, July 28th to August 1st. We still need volunteers. It's still you can still register your children if you want, but mostly volunteers, and that can be adults and high school kids and middle school kids. So please um, call the church office or check the website about that. It's in the evenings, July 28th, August 1st, so it should be a really good time. CYO soccer registration has opened up, so you can register for soccer on the school website or the parish website. We've added a day to the picture directory. If you haven't gotten your picture taken yet, please go to the parish website, click the link to register for a time, and sign up to get your picture taken for the directory. It is really important to Father Bender, who is not good with names, but good with faces. He loves that book, so please help us make it as thick as we can. Faith formation registration has opened up for the upcoming school year, so please go to the parish website for that and to sign up for that. And then there's a wonderful opportunity to hear music being sung in the Shrine Church. The Shrine Church is acoustically beautiful, and so we have some choral singer or not choral singers, but professional singers are coming who are in the community, part of the parish. It's Thursday, July 24th at 7 p.m. in the Shrine Church downtown. It's called a Summer's Night annual summer recital series. And so some great singers who'll be singing in a beautiful acoustic church at St. Patrick's Shrine Church. So 7 p.m. on July 24th, please join us for that. Now, a lot of other things coming up. Just check the bulletin on the website for those things. And so thank you so much for listening. I love you, my family, and be still and know that God loves you and cares for you.